Hi, Kimmy. It's me, Ashley here. Thank you for sharing. So I kind of just did want to go over. Well, I did want to respond to your video. You had mentioned one thing that kind of stood out to me, and I did want to know and talk about it because I just talked about it in my video. Excuse me, was the counselor to student ratio, and I had mentioned in my video that right now we are having a lot of cases of bullying in the upper grades on my campus, and I think one of the issues here is counselor to student ratio because we have almost 700 students, and how I think it's 350 per one counselor, and I think that's too many. That's more than half of too many of that one counselor can cover. We do have a social worker, but she's not there all the time. She's just there on some days, and the counselor does work closely with her. But I can see why it's how that could be a lot for her to do all on her own. One, and then especially two, going into the counselor duties and administrative duties. Not only is that a lot for our counselor to do, it's also she rarely gets the time to meet with students and to conduct counseling lessons. How much harder is that on her now that there is just a growing population of students in our on our campus? I just think that's just even harder for her. So I think that because our school district, I actually hope that this situation brings awareness to the counseling program in our district and the people who are in charge of making the program. I hope that they see the importance of the role of the counselor and how she needs to be there to be someone for the students to talk to or be listened to. Let me see. I'm sorry. So this goes back to, sorry, I lost my train. Okay, so how she plays more of a testing coordinator role and disciplinary action role, and kind of just does duties that are not really counseling related. So most of the time our counselor is not doing as much counseling duties as technically counselors are supposed to be doing. Okay, the second part you put resources, collaborating with teachers. I think that's a good one because one, who knows the students best than their own teachers, right? So being able to collaborate with the teachers, but in a positive manner and respectful manner, and this could be done by listening to them, acknowledging their voice and their experiences, and two, knowing that they are the, what's that word, author of their craft or something like that, that they're the master of their, I'm trying to say something here, but they're the ones that know their students best for that school year. Perhaps this student wasn't a certain way last school year, but that was last year, and kids change, and their environment, as we're learning in the other courses, environment plays a huge role on our personalities, on our on how we're affected and how we have a personality and how we do things. So just being able to listen and to take the time to ask the teachers what they need, take the time to, on certain situations, listen to the teachers, and seeing how you can work together to best meet the needs of a student and help that student succeed academically and social emotionally. The last part here, you had talked about grants and resources for families. Since you're doing more of the upper ed education, and I'm doing elementary, I feel there could be a little difference here. For example, here you had said that funds for programs like the college education, right? The CTE, being able to give the students certificates by when they graduate and stuff like that, and you're helping a lot of the first generation even graduating from high school. I feel maybe for elementary this could look a little similar, but instead maybe how one of our classmates had mentioned, actually no, it was the middle school counselor that I had interviewed, is how she would do a community closet, where people bring in clothes that they don't want anymore. People are often getting rid of clothes. They either sell them on Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, or Goodwill and things like that. They just donate them because people go through trends and they want to get rid of their clothes. They want to spring clean and things like that, or declutter. And so I feel maybe opening this up to the community and then they bring it in. I feel like maybe it would just need to be either washed or something, but that would be an issue you just solve later. But that would be good for them. The parents wouldn't have to go out and buy clothes and things like that if they couldn't, because I know that it's hard for them. It's hard for me. I'm a single mom, and it's hard sometimes too. So just that I think that would be good for the families. And I love how you had mentioned build a relationship with families, and I feel like being able to provide these opportunities for the families and the kids, I feel like that is building a relationship with them, and they'll want to come to school more and be involved more, and they'll feel seen and welcomed. So for example, I actually saw my student's parent the other day. I didn't know she had worked at JCPenney. I knew she had worked at Wingstop, and the little girl, she never brings a snack to school, but she already knows. She just goes gets the leftover breakfast, or sometimes we'll give her some of the extra chips or juices that we have in the classroom. But she already knows, and then she didn't even have to ask anymore. Sometimes I'll put the breakfast up because we do have some students that will purposely just want to eat it. But they do have a snack that they bring from home, so we just try to save it for those who don't have a snack. So the little girl, she'll go and she'll go and get it, and then at the end of the day, the leftover breakfast, we do have a few students who I know that they come from a different home environment than some of our other students, because for one example, some of the students come with so many things in their snack box, and then other students, they come with nothing. So we always send home the extra breakfast and things like that into the students who don't bring any snacks, but they already know, and they just don't they don't even feel uncomfortable. I'm like, here, come here. I'm just gonna say an example name. I'm gonna say, here, Ashley, come here, and then so she goes, and then I just put the breakfast in there, and then that's it. But I'll go ahead and stop here, and thank you for sharing, and I'll see you next week.